Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for being here to support our two speakers, our academic director, Professor, and all of you. Thank you so much for being here. This is our first TED at Intec for 2017, before this known as Intec Colloquium. So it's a new phase of Intec Colloquium, and hopefully we'll learn more this semester. Alright, without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Sham, on his topic, written messages in business communication towards a reader-centered approach. Mr. Sham.
Alright, thank you, Tuan Shazwani, for that nice introduction. First of all, I would like to give credit to the committee members in charge of this Intec Colloquium that come up with such a lovely background of the topic. I just provide all the synopsis, and they come up with such a interesting backgrounds. All right. Basically, the topic today is more of my continuation of what I presented last semester, but this time around I would like to emphasize more on how we as language teachers, how we as educators, when we send messages to our colleagues, to our head of departments, to our CEOs, to our directors, how we can learn to be more reader-centered in the sense that you learn how to use more positive language, more positive tone, appropriate choice of words that sounds conversational but professional. Okay? And another thing also, of course, from the perspective of women, sometimes women can be very sensitive about it and they don't want to receive messages that seems to be very, very sexist. Okay, don't worry, I'll give you a short practice, see how good you are. It doesn't have to be, perfect, but then again, I will provide you with the suggested answers, model answers actually prepared by business communication experts or professional in this field. I'm not claiming myself to be the gurus of business comm, but this is what I've learned, exposed myself, and did a lot of reading in business comm, and the fact that for the past few years I've been teaching a lot of business courses from various institutions. All right. As a start, I want you to take a look at these two written messages. Okay, I'm going to give you the handout, and at the same time you can also refer to the slide. Two written messages, one that is written in how we language teachers, educators used to write, compared to the one that we are supposed to write in today's modern age of writing as far as business communication is concerned. Take a look, try to understand, read it carefully, and I want you to give your personal comment, your own opinion. What do you think of the first message of yesterday? And what do you think of the second message of today's modern age when it comes to writing, written messages in business communication? Okay, this is the first one. Right, so what you see on the slide, see that write for today, not for yesterday. So that's the emphasis, when it comes to writing messages, written messages for business communication. Okay. I'll give you about 5 minutes to just give your own opinion. What do you think of message 1? What do you think of message 2? As I said earlier, okay, today's modern age in writing messages of business comm should be for today, not for yesterday. So I'm showing the two different messages you make a comparison. And are you done? Right. I'm going to show you the next slide. See whether you have some comments pretty much the same as yours when you look at, what is shown on the slide. Okay? All right. Message 1 reads, please be advised that a meeting of the annual convention committee will be held on 24 February, Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Approximately 2 hours will be required for the meeting, and you are required to attend on progress made since the last meeting. Kindly advise me of your availability at your soonest. Right. Check your own comments, whether yours pretty much similar with what I'm going to show you on the slide, and what is the comment given by the business communication guru, the expert. Take a look, yeah? Oh, wait. This is today's message, right? Right, message 1. These are the comments about message 1. What do you think? I'm just trying to elicit a response. Okay, let's see. Of course, I'm an English lecturer. Let's have one English lecturer. Okay, what do you have? What do you have for your comment, Kaz? This is message 1. Yes, yesterday. Right.
I think it has got all the information needed, the time, and I don't know, but I personally feel that stating approximately 2 hours to be required is good because you can plan what to do after that. And,
okay, so that's your opinion, yeah?
Yeah, that's
okay.
My opinion. But I don't like when it says kindly advise me of your availability at your soonest. Just don't like that.
Okay, all right. I guess you've got that idea there. All right. Okay, take a look. Okay, Tuanji.
It's
yeah.
Very cold, very stiff, stiff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and also unfriendly.
Okay, good. Take a look. These are the comments given by business communication expert. If you write something like this, and this is not what we want today's modern age in writing messages for business communication. Okay, you're right. I agree with Tuanaji. It sounds really dull. Okay? And it put the distance between you and the reader. And it's too wordy also. It weighs, okay, the way it is written slows down understanding what are you trying to say here. Okay, take a look at the comment for today's message. Clear? All right. All right, this is the comments. Believe me, honestly speaking, sometimes when I receive messages, even from our circle of colleagues, departments, so the emphasis here, conversational but professional, because that is one of the technique discussed. I'm going to show you on the slide. One of the technique discussed, adaptive technique discussed. It's crisp, firm, get to the point, and the personal context make it more positive and interesting rather than the first one. Okay? Got the idea? All right. So this is going to be my outline of my presentation. How you can learn to be more reader-centered, when you write messages. I'm going to show you how to profile the audience, okay? Asking the right questions to profile your audience, the benefits of profiling your audience, adapting to task and audience for audience benefit, and the last one, adaptive techniques, in which I'm going to distribute to all of you a short writing practice. See whether you can actually apply any of these techniques discussed in my presentation, put that into practice as a short practice, okay? When we say about profiling the audience, what do you have in mind? When we say about asking the right questions to profile our audience, the benefits of profiling, what do you have in mind when you want to, okay, because we are so used to type everything keyboard, even without taking the initiative to actually check, find out whether the tone of my message is positive or not, whether the choice of word is too formal, okay? So one of the things highlighted according to the theory in business communication is this. Okay, what you have to know, what are the things that you should be mindful of, all right. These are the things that you should be able to have this awareness when profiling the audience. Okay? Visualize. Because when you send message to, for example, if I were to send message to one, and if I were to send message to Puan Rosilla, if I were to send message to Dr. Yamin, obviously with the two different audience, okay? If I were to send message to the Vice Chancellor of UITMs, so tone has to be different, So you have to put yourself in the position of a reader, the person who received your message. That is a pivotal step in business comm. Visualize your audience, okay? Ask the right questions. Maybe you have to think carefully, all right? Tailor your words, okay, appropriately according to your message and its context. This is why we want to avoid negativity. We want to avoid appropriateness, things like, we want to, no, not the way to avoid, we want to have appropriateness. Yeah. This is the most important question always asked by business communication expert. Have I thought enough about my audience? That's why sometimes, don't be surprised. Sometimes you never know. You don't even know. It's like in my synopsis, when you write messages, you don't even see the sender, the receiver. You don't even know how does he feel, how does she feel when he or she receives that kind of message from you, depending on the context and things like that. Okay? Right. So asking the right questions to profile your audience, you may have, according to theory of business communication, you may have primary audience, secondary audience, okay? And then again, the importance of asking the right audience to your primary audience and to your secondary audience. I will show you some example of questions that you may have in mind. These are the things that is actually highlighted, okay? When you want to send messages to your primary audience, who is my primary audience? What is my personal relationship between me and the person who's going to receive my message? Okay? What position does the individual hold? How much does the person know about the subject matter, about the thing that you're going to send to him or her? And this is also very important. What do I know about the person's education, the person's belief, person's personality? Okay? Attitudes. And should I expect a neutral, positive, negative, depending on how you send your message? And your secondary audience, again, you may have secondary audience. So, what are the benefits? Number one, when you profile your audience before you immediately click that mouse, press that send button. Okay, because one is sent, if anything happens, so it's damage is done. Okay, it's useless. Don't cry over spilled milk. Okay, it helps you make your decision about how you shape your message, how you organize your message. Okay, so in order to do that, these are the things. What kind of language is appropriate? Okay, whether you are free to use specialized technical terms depending on the knowledge of that person. If you use a lot of jargon, you might, what the hell all these words mean, I don't even know. Okay, whether you should explain everything. Okay, whether your tone should be formal or informal. and whether the receiver is likely to be neutral, positive, or negative. And sometimes it has to do with also you as the sender of the message, the personality of yours. Because sometimes even the receiver, when the receiver receives the message, you know, I mean, the kind of thing that actually plays in her mind about the kind of things, the personality that you have, you know, when you send that message to a particular person. So for example, if I were to send, the second benefit, it helps you consider the possibility of a secondary audience. So for example, so I'm sending, let's say I'm sending a message to Juan Brazila. Okay, so I'm reporting to her as my boss, and she would definitely create another message to her immediate boss. So that boss of your boss will be your secondary audience, and that boss of her may also read your message. Okay, so it is actually highlighted very frequently in business communication about your ability to profile your audience so that you can tailor your message to the needs of the clients, whatever, and then how you use the appropriate choice of words, your tone of your message. So by profiling your audience before you write, you can identify your tone. This is very important, especially in academic circle, because we are actually, some of us, not some, in generally speaking, people like us academics, we are sensitive people, you know. We do have feelings. Betul. Serious. Your appropriate language and your appropriate channel. Sometimes depends. I would prefer you send me via email. I would prefer you just give me a call. Or I would prefer you just come and personally visit me and have a talk, face-to-face talk. Okay? Right. So in business communication, adaptation is the process of creating a message. You adapt your message so that you will be able to tailor the needs of the receiver, okay, your audience. Now, so one important aspect of adaptation is your tone. Tone in bahasa is what? Intonasi. Nada or intonasi? Tone of your language, tone of your message. Okay? So it is very important. So we as educators, language teachers, so we should be mindful of this when we send messages. All right. So what I say here, skilled communicators create a positive tone. Skilled communicators, experts in business communication, will create positive tone in their message by several adaptive techniques. Okay, this is what I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to give you practice. Spotlighting audience benefit. You emphasize the benefits of the audience when he or she receives your message. Cultivating a you attitude. Sometimes, you know why, even, sorry to say, even I personally get carried away myself. When I want to send message, it's always from my perspective. The I view, not the you view, the audience benefit. That's why, because even now last semester I taught USL 32 technical writing. Oh, Hidayah is not here. This semester also I'm teaching USL 32 technical writing. So I'm actually teaching my students how to write more appropriate resume, more persuasive resume, email, things like that. So you've got to be able to put yourself in the position of the reader, more of the you attitude. The other one is sounding conversational, but professional. Okay? Using inclusive language, using positive expression, and then preferring plain language familiar with. Don't be surprised, actually. A lot of gurus in business communication, they always emphasize to just use plain, simple English rather than all these bombastic words that actually do not even convey what is your intended meaning. The thing is, you just want to get the message understood and what needs to be done by the receiver. Okay, right. And these are the two famous quotes or opinion of one from Statements of America, Benjamin Franklin, one of the president. What does he say here? In describing effective writing, one of America's statement, Benjamin Franklin observed, to be good, it ought to have a tendency to benefit the reader. So that's why my title of my presentation, Written Messages in Business Communication, towards a reader-centered approach. Okay? And these whys would have become a fundamental guideline for today's business communicators. And one consultant, communication consultant, says this: always stress the benefits to the readers of whatever it is you are trying to get them to do. If you can show them how you're going to save them frustration or help meet their goals, you have the makings of a powerful message. That means you actually pinpoint exactly what you want them to do with your appropriate choice of word, the tone of your language, you take that, and then you are actually able to create, you're creating a very positive, powerful message in your writing. Alright, so adapt your message to the receiver's needs. Okay, receiver's need. And empathy is very important. You empathize with the feelings of your audience. Put yourself in their position. How would you feel? You know, how would you feel sometimes when you receive email from someone you don't even know, or perhaps even your own colleagues and all that, and the message is very negative? How does it make you feel? You know? Okay, so put yourself in that person's shoes. This is called empathy. It involves shaping a message that appeals to the receiver. So bila baca tu, alhamdulillah, lega, so, you know, kind of thing. Ini wow, all these. So empathic senders think about how a receiver will decode a message. You know, that's why sometimes the person may misinterpret, may misunderstand the intended message. You know, sometimes even now that we have all this gadget exchanging vibes in the WhatsApp group, I'm just shaking my head sometimes. And senders, we try to give something to the receiver, solve the receiver's problems, or even just understand the feeling and position of that person. That's why it's very important to have empathy in your written messages, depending on the objective of your message, what actually you want to highlight and things like that. Alright, okay. You see the difference? Which of the following messages is more appealing to the audience? Now, this one is the first technique. Now, I'm going to emphasize technique one by one, adaptive techniques, how you can learn to write messages so that your message will be more reader-centered. Number one, take a look at this. You see the first column, sender focus, is more of your perspective. I, we. So it's not audience focus. So you make it more audience focused. That is the first technique. Spotlighting audience benefits. So when the person receives it, you know, like she feels appreciated. Okay, cultivating a you attitude. Because receivers are most interested in themselves, okay, emphasize the word you whenever possible. The you view attitude rather than the I view attitude when you write messages. Take a look. See the difference? I have scheduled your vacation to begin May 1. I'm interested in myself, okay, as the reader. So you as the sender should be able to read, to understand the feelings of the reader. So you may begin your vacation May 1. Sounds more appealing. Alright, Strive for conversational expression, the third technique, but professional. In business communication, actually you don't really have to impress, of course depending on the audience. But generally speaking, most textbooks that I've read and used in my teachings in the past, they always emphasize plain, simple English word. You don't have to be so, you don't have to use bombastic words, big words, but then it doesn't really convey the meaning that you intend. So strive for conversation expression, but also remember to be professional. Something like this. Just get to the point, plain, simple English. Honestly speaking, if I were to ask you, would you be saying that to your colleague? Aisha, all employees are herewith instructed to return the appropriately designed contract to undersign. Just say to Aisha, please return your contracts to me. Even that one is too wordy. One thing also in business communication, avoid wordiness. Just get to the point, be specific. Okay, technique 4. See the level of dictions. Unprofessional, of course. We shouldn't be using that kind of level of diction. So we should be able to strive more on the middle. Conversational. Look at the formal column. My God, would you ever use the word denigrate to send message to your colleague? Just say criticize, upset, provoke, inform, betray, steal, expropriate. These are all high level. Again, it depends on your audience. But among us, just plain simple English. I know sometimes you want to show your level of intellectuals by choosing the right word, but if you know how to use the word correctly, appropriately in context, then it's okay. And that person understands what it means, the words. Alright. Adaptive technique 4. Okay, this one, I'm stressing this one. Very, very important. Okay, positive language, because why? It creates goodwill between the sender and the receiver. Okay? And give more option to receivers. Take a look at the example. See that? Negative, positive. Keep in mind, audience benefit, audience benefit. I like that one. Instead of saying, we are sorry that we must reject. It's that I view. It doesn't have any audience benefit at all. So you say, at this time we can serve you on a cash basis only. That will make the receiver understand the situation. Because that sounds very negative, and then we are sorry and things like that. Even if you will never regret opening eye. You see that you nurture when entering to purchase executive sheet. Audience focus. It depends on your ability to play with words, English words. And so as long as your message is geared towards audience benefit, that would be great. Alright. Sensitive communicators avoid language that excludes people. What does it mean here? Women, generally speaking, or most women, sometimes they are very sensitive about this. Men tend to be very sexist in their messages. Okay? What? A physician is only men? Women are physicians nowadays, but there are so many women physicians. So, if a physician is needed, he will be called. Every homeowner must read his insurance. It's very sexist. Alright. So these are some of these techniques. Another one. So if you go through that list very carefully, inflated, unnatural writing that is intended to impress readers often confuses them. So use more of active voice rather than passive. Positive expression, prefer short sentences. Instead of long-winded sentences, you don't even get the message. Avoid a lot of jargons. Keep the subject, verb, and object close together. And be, of course, with parallelism. Keep sentence structure parallel. So these are just information. If you happen to, if you want to, just log on to this website, Plain English Handbook. Right. These are some of the familiar words. I told my students when they write emails, even reports, they have to, now they are in the process of writing their proposal and to submit. Just avoid all these, words. Perpetuate, perplexing, and all that. Just simple alternative words. Instead of saying ascertain, just say to find out. One of my objectives of my report is to find out. Right. Okay. Now that I've shown you on the slide pretty much the several adaptive techniques, okay, I'm going to give you this short practice, see how good you are in making yourself as a writer to be more readers focused. Right. Okay. Okay, you can work in pair, individually if you want. Try to come up with the best you can to your ability to make it more audience focused, and then I'll show you suggested answers, model answers proposed by business communication expert. All these examples are actually taken from business communication textbook. Alamak, ayah. I'll give you the answer later on, but you do it first. Go through all the exercises. The first one is more on audience focus, and then the you view attitude. I think this one is the easiest. Page 3, the easiest. You just want to be inclusive in your message. Right? You don't want to sound sexist. Okay. The instruction says, revise the following sentence to eliminate a view that is considered sexist or that suggests stereotypes. Remember I told you? I mean, nowadays, there are women physicians as well, not just men. Okay? So, every attorney has 10 minutes for his summation. That is very sexist. What if Aisha is an attorney herself? Okay? For example, so, use a plural noun and plural pronoun. How would you say? Okay? Perfect. Great student of mine. All attorneys have 10 minutes for their summation. You got the idea now? Yes. Alright. Okay. The second alternative, omit the pronoun entirely. Yes, one. Okay. Volunteer. Okay, so you don't have to, you just say attorneys have 10 minutes for summations. Very good. Use an article, alternative 3, based on that one sexist statement. Use an article instead of a pronoun. Yeah. Use an article instead of a pronoun. Yeah. So you would say, every attorney has 10 minutes for a summation. Alright? The last one, alternative 4, use both, this one I'm sure you'll be able to get it right. Use both a masculine and feminine pronoun, inclusive. Okay. Every attorney has 10 minutes for his or her summation. Pass with excellent. Okay. Right. I repeat, use both a masculine and feminine pronoun. So every attorney has 10 minutes for his or her summation. Okay, let me test you. Look at page 2, positive. Always use positive expression, positive language, avoid negativity in your message. If you fail to pass the exam, you will not qualify. How would you say? Okay, let's try, not from language background. Okay, let's try our friend here, my colleague. Social science or science? Science. Okay, if you fail to pass the exam, you will not qualify. You see, that's very negative. You want to make it more positive. Okay, how would you say? Okay, Ravna, economics lecturer. Okay, great. Okay, you try. Give it a try.
You need to pass the exam to be qualified. Oh, wow.
Okay, that is acceptable. Okay, the suggested answers, yeah, model answers. You will qualify if you pass the exam. Okay, very positive. Okay, next one. Although I have never had a paid position before, I have worked as an intern in an attorney's office while completing my degree requirements. You see, very negative. I have never had a paid, so that sounds negative. So make it positive from, from the writer's point of view. Yes, yes. Want to give it a try, Miss Tang? Okay. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Okay, we are learning here. Okay, let me read out loud. Huh? These are the suggested one. My experience in an attorney's office and my recent training in legal procedures and computer application can be an asset to your organization. Wow. Yeah, the question is revise, just make it positive. I repeat, yeah? My experience in an attorney's office and my recent training in legal procedures and computer applications can be an asset to your organization. Don't worry, I'll pass these to you for your reference. Okay, take a look at conversational but professional. It sounds very formal. And you wouldn't say this to your colleague by saying, pertaining to your order, we must verify that the sizes that your organization requires prior to consignment of your order to our shipper. Make it conversational. This one, I mean, if you got the concept, the idea, I think you should be able to get your message to be more conversational compared to the one above, very formal. You'll be surprised the kind of answers from the business communication expert. Okay, listen, I'm going to read this. Right, conversational. This is what it is. We will send your order as soon as we confirm the sizes you need, period. We'll send your order. Okay, please confirm, as long as it's conversational. Please confirm the sizes
that your organization requires.
That your organization require. That's it.
Yeah,
Prior to. Yeah, as long as you. Would that be more conversational than the one that I gave you just now? I mean, obviously not mine. It's from the opinion of the experts in business communication. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Actually, now the trend in companies. Maybe the mic up.
Actually, now the trend in writing letters or memo in companies, we write as we talk. We would be happy if you, for example, instead of just instruction, please make sure that blah blah blah. So we try to avoid the word please. Make sure it is going towards what I call this conversational in writing, and the trend is now very strong. It started about 10 years ago, the change, because before the 10 years, employees of companies copied from previous letters that was left by other employees. So the trend changed, and now you can read letters from companies. They are more, it's friendlier and very nice to read, and you make you comfortable when you read, you know, that kind of thing. So we try to avoid words like please, make sure, like giving instruction. Gone are the days where the bosses want to show their power by using all these words. It's not anymore welcome in good companies. Okay, thank you.
And then for your information also, sometimes when I receive email from colleagues, okay, either our own department or from other department, I still see this cliche, this trite expression, please be advised. That is messages of yesterday. Business communication ever don't use that kind of expression anymore. Kindly advise. Please contact me the soonest possible. Just get to the point. Anyway, I'm not going to take so much of my time. Kay is anxiously waiting for her turn. So I'm going to pass out this model suggested answer based on the short practice that I just did just now. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for a very eye-opening talk. I believe we've learned greatly from that session. And next time we are writing email or memo or even text messages, WhatsApp to our colleagues, our friends, we will think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we will think twice before hitting the button send. Okay, now we are moving on to the second speaker, Kay, which is going to share about this website, Kahoot, where we can use it in class.
Alright, hello everyone and good afternoon. It's so good to see you today, and Thank you, Mrs. Shah, for a very productive presentation. At the same time, I think now we have learned many techniques on business writing. So now let's put papers and pen aside, take out your mobile phone, all right, and your gadgets. Yeah, let's come to the current generation trend where we, my KPI today is by end of this session, not only for educators, but also anyone, okay, you can or you should register for Kahoot. And it's free. Okay, and it's very easy as well. All right, so if you are not teaching, if you're not part of the teaching community, you can also use this for fun. Fun as in like you can make games, and you can also interact with your children, or play games with your children, and you can play games with your friends whenever you have the time. All right, so here getting started with Kahoot. So what is Kahoot? Kahoot is it's a platform where you want to just play and you want to learn at the same time, and at the same time you encourage someone to use their gadgets in a very good way. All right. So if you are looking forward for a very interactive class, probably you could introduce this to your students. And before that, anyone here is familiar with Kahoot?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So the ones at the back, the three of them. All right. Yeah, they're the expert now. Okay, so how do you do it? Okay, I would like to ask you to take out your mobile phones. All right, your tab, your iPad. Okay, so you log in or you look for, just Google for Kahoot, and this is what you will see. Kahoot, press the first link when you Google Kahoot. Okay, so this is what you see in Google. So you just click the first one. Okay, so it will ask you for a game pin. Okay, so as you go in, all right, so you cannot go in yet. Now, let me just introduce you to this page. Okay, this is how the Kahoot page will look like. Okay, so this is under my name, so I've registered, and then I can log in, and this is what I see. So previously, I've done quite a number of activities with my students. So you can see number of plays, 111, 76 questions, I have 6 Kahoots, and then 26 plays, how many times I've played, and how many shares I didn't share yet, because it's still not open to everyone, and then how many favorites, like some of my students, they quite like my game, so there's 3 favorites, all right? Only 3, but that's still good, I think, all right? So here, today we're going to play some game before we start. So, how much do you know about Intec? It's our second home, right? Okay, so how much do we know about Intec? So let's guess, all right? So let's see how we can know how much we know about Intec. So, okay, wait. I'm going to give you the pin now. Wait, all right, so slow and steady. Okay, so just now, you can see here, I went into my page, and then these are all the quizzes actually that I created. So this is like a time for vocab check for my IELTS students, and then I also did some for my diploma students on public speaking, and then IELTS grammar game, because IELTS is a very dry subject, it's all about exam. So what I can do is sometimes to check or revise on their grammar, I give them grammar quiz like this, and they quite like it, and it's kind of revision. Okay, so for today I'm going to do this one with you, so get to know your campus. Alright, so this is not only the external, the environment, a campus environment, but also our website. So if you guys I just want to check if you are aware of what is happening in Intec's website. Alright, okay, are you ready? Okay, so once you click play, so I'm the person who's in charge here, so once I click play, so this is what will appear. So this is going to be a one-to-one game. So I press here, one-to-one as in like one person over there and another person here, which is me. All right? But everyone will participate.
What is the game thing here?
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, so now it's connecting. All right. Okay, so this is the game thing. And it will ask you for a name, so you can give your nickname. Okay. Alright, so the music is, if you don't like the music loud, you can just decrease. Can be a distractor. Okay, so now we have 19 players here. Any more coming in? Okay, one thing about Kahoot is you need to have a good network. If not, you will lose the game. Yeah. So, sometimes my students complain on Intec's Wi-Fi. They say, Miss, the Wi-Fi is not helping us. So I say, no, you cannot be complaining on that. So you have to use your mobile data or something. Alright, so now we have 19 players. So shall we start? Yeah. Okay, so start. Okay, let me warn you, please be alert. The questions will be displayed here. You have to watch the screen, alright? And then answer in your mobile phone. So you just have to click the button. And some questions have 5 seconds, some questions 10 seconds, some questions 20 seconds. Wow. Alright? Okay. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Alright, so this is the first question. Okay, as mentioned in the Intec's website, alright? As mentioned in the Intec's website. Okay, time's up. So the exact answer is KPPPPP. So you see, this is what you can see.
Okay.
Wrong answer.
I have a question here. How do I answer? How do I answer the question from the website?
You have to press the buttons, the colors. Okay, so you see this one?
See? Different generation.
Alright, KPPPPP is actually in green, right? So you have to click on the green button. Okay, right. Okay, so only 7 answered correctly. For Ruzila, you should take note of this. Alright? Okay. So the next one. Okay, next question. Alright, so the one who's leading, you can see the scoreboard here. So if you want to have scores, you can go ahead. If you don't want, you can just let it not be on scores. Because sometimes, for students, it is kind of encouragement for them, okay? If you know who's the winner. Okay, let's go to the next question.
Very competitive.
Okay.
Which of these is not in the quick download list on the Intec website? In the website, actually there's a quick download list. Okay, time's up. Yes, the actual answer is maklumat stuff cannot be downloaded. Okay, so Lina Min is still leading. Alright, and then it's me. I don't know who's that. Alright, okay, next question. Actually, the answer is there in the screen. What's that? Alright, so it's actually edit talk with Cikgu Nazim and student. Alright, so only 10 answered correctly. So, not a dear. No, Nizam, Cikgu Nizam is our Cikgu Nizam. I mean, Mr. Nizam, right? Okay, it's not. I know you'll get confused on this. Alright, so the next one. So Lina Amin is still leading. Wow. Wani is next on the scoreboard. Alright, next. Is there an online feedback form? Yes or no? Okay, this is an yes or no question. Please give me all 19. Okay. So since it was very easy, it's yes or no. So what I did was I reduced the time, to 10 seconds. So you can even make it 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds if you want. Alright, okay, next. Lina Min is leading still. Okay. What's the general line contact number?
This one, if you don't know, you don't belong here.
Right, okay, wow. So who's the other two who didn't answer here now? Okay, alright. Lina Min is still leading? Okay, so you can stay closer quickly to Intec via all these mediums except for you can be quickly you press the wrong one. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, postal mail. Of course, postal mail. You have to wait at least 3 days, right, for the letter to be, you know? Alright, so still Lina Min, Lina Min. Okay, I Speak Japanese is a how many weeks introductory course? It's a 10-week introductory course. Okay, I know. But when you go into Intec's website, that's the first thing you can see, actually. So that means you have been not visiting the website. Yeah. Okay. Next. All right. 8th question. Those who have newly enrolled in Intec, school leavers to manage transition period, government school leavers, anyone who wishes to further their studies in Intec. Okay, it's mainly for those who want school leavers to accept the transition. Alright, what I did here was, okay, sometimes you don't give them too easy answers, right, to students. What do? You play with words. They all look similar. Government high school leavers, and then anyone who wishes to further their studies in Intec sounds similar, but the most precise answer is the one to manage the transition period. And that is what is mentioned in Intec's website. Alright? Okay, next one, the last one. Okay. Oh, second last. Alright. So what's not the next after application? When you apply for a course in Intec, what's not the next thing? This is there in the Intec's website. Hafiz, you should know, right? Check your status after a week, walk in, print offer letter, print bill, and enter IC number. You don't have to walk in. You have to wait for all the other 3 things to be done first. Okay? Alright. Okay. So Lina Min is still leading. Wow. Kak Amy, you're catching up very good. Okay, last question. Okay, what was the theme for this A-level annual dinner? Look at the photo. You can just guess. Gala night, let's go 80s, retro night, rock and roll. It's retro. Oh, you didn't see the picture? Was the picture clear? Okay. So it's actually retro night. Alright. So here you go. So this is what will be displayed later on. So you can see students will be quite excited of this. Alright, so how much marks they scored and all that. So as an educator, you can actually get the results and you see, you can play game and then save the results and all that. Okay, and then you go for a new game if you want to play a new game. Alright, okay. So this is what Kahoot is. Okay, it's quite exciting and I can see a lot of you actually had a lot of fun. So please try this in your classes. Okay, I will introduce you on how to do this. Okay, after you have logged in to the Kahoot website, okay, you have to go and create Kahoot where you just click New K. Alright, you go to New K and then what you can see is create a new Kahoot and you have these 4 options. Quiz, Jumble, Discussion and Survey. So all these are in the same format where you have to actually have question banks. You have to put in the questions, alright? And then, okay, like for example this one. Okay, quiz, yeah. So you have your title, description, whom do you want to let it be seen to, alright? And then language, audience. You can share this with anyone. It can be public or you may not want to make it public. Alright, social and all that. Credit sources, in case if you're taking questions from somewhere else, please state the credit sources. Where did you get them from? Okay, like just now I mentioned Intec's website so that it can be a reference. And then of course any introductory videos that we want to put in, and we can add images and all that. So this may take a little time, but definitely worth the time. Okay, so this is for quiz. Now there's another thing that I can show it to you. Okay. So my Kahoot. Okay. So here, introducing jumble. Okay, so just now we played a quiz where we just have to click on the buttons, right? Okay, this is a jumble game. Okay, you know how we jumble things? Okay, so you want to give it a try? I will introduce this to you, and everything can be done in the same platform actually. So let's try this one. Okay, so get your devices ready. Yeah, it will be a different number. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is your game pin. 563877. Mr. Macho again. Okay, 14, 15 players because of the network. Okay, 15 players, any more? Should we start? Oh, okay, alright. Okay, it becomes 15 again. Yeah, 11, okay, 16. Alright, done. Okay. Okay, there are only 6 questions, but this is jumble, so you will be given a little more time. Okay, see, you solve jumbles by putting the answers in the right order. Practice with these numbers. Okay. So now you can see those, right? So you just have to pull them and put it on where it's supposed to be, according to the number order. So which number comes first? Just drag them up. Drag them up to the box. There's only one answer. 2, 3 answers, okay. Okay, solve the jumble by putting the answers into the right order. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just pull them and drag them up. Okay, once you've done, you have to press the K. K, press the K.
Just because your name is K.
Yeah, just because my name is K. Alright. Okay, so you're done. Okay, so you see, this game is slightly different because it uses jumble. So maybe not every subject will require games like this. So for those who like orders, want to put, have orders and all that, probably you can use them. You can jumble the orders and then let the students be dragged according to the orders. So this is how the correct answer will be displayed. So only 86% answered correctly. Okay, so wow, money. Alright, Mr. Macho. Alright, so after you've jumbled it, after you've answered, yeah, this is the next one. Great job. Now, how about making a sentence with these? So come on, make a sentence with this form. Just drag them up and press K. Hold it, drag them up. Okay. Okay, so jumble game may need little more time. So maybe you can give them like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and 40 seconds. It's up to you actually. We can set the timing. So I've got 13 answers. Earlier we had 16 of them. So sadly, one's network got disconnected. So she's out of the game. So this is the disadvantage actually. Alright, time's up. So 100% answered correctly. Wow. Okay. Wani is leading the game. Alright. Okay. Let's go for the next one. Okay. Jumble is a great match for history questions. Okay, so for law, put these inventions in chronological order. First is printing press, wheel, internet, and telephone. So which came first? Yeah, chronological order. Printing press, wheel, internet, and telephone. Okay, wow, oh my god, only 38 answered correctly. Okay, wheel first, printing press, telephone, and then the internet. That's the order. Okay, alright, I can see there's so many motivational phrases at the back. Min, very good, keep going. Next question. Whoa, Mr. Macho, you're on fire! Yeah. So you see the fire sign, it actually shows that he's actually chasing to the top. You know? He's coming to the top. Beware, Wani. Alright, next. Okay, it's great for building and solving equations. So try this one. Fill in the blanks to equal 7. Yeah, so maths lecturers, this is for you. You have time, don't rush. Slow and steady.
Ayo, English lecturers.
You have division, 3, 2, and times. Division, 3, 2, and times. End of the day, it should be equals to 7. So you don't say that Kahoot is not applicable for maths. Actually, it does. So this is how you can probably test your students as well. Alright, so 82% answered correctly. So first it's supposed to be times, and then 2, and then plus with 3, you get 7. Okay? Alright, next question. Wow, Wani! Wow! Mr. Macho went missing already. Okay. Alright, in fact, jumble can be used in many different ways. Like for example, make an inspirational quote. So this is for language lecturers, or maybe you want to give an inspirational quote for this one? The outside think box. So put this in a quote. Okay. Alright, so think outside the box. Alright? Okay. Alright, and the last question. No matter how you use jumble, it's always great for... What is it great for? It's always great for... So you put in which one comes first. Promoting, problem solving, accuracy, and skills. Okay, so promoting accuracy and problem-solving skills. You put the words in order. Okay, promoting accuracy and problem-solving skills. Alright, only 54 answered correctly. 54%. Okay, Wani and well and yes. Alright, so this is how, okay, this is how the jumble works. Alright?
One more.
One more. Okay, so before we go for one more, let me just tell you another thing that you should know. Okay. Alright. So like what I told you just now, okay, not only for language, okay, you can also use Kahoot for other subjects like maths and stats and all that, but it's just, probably it will take some time. But when you are putting in the questions, when you're creating questions, there are a lot of symbols that you can just insert. So there's no problem actually. Sometimes you may have problems in putting in maximum words, so there's a limitation, that's all. Alright? Why they limit the words? Because when you're playing games like this, you cannot read too much because you're fast. So you must limit them to short. So sometimes like to think out of the box, I can't put the whole thing. So what I did, I just chose 4 words which can make sense and then I just put them. Alright? So here, word jumble introducing, okay, what I did, okay, this was actually originally Kahoot's quiz. So what I did, I just duplicate them. That means, just say, if okay, just my English colleagues are actually doing a quiz like this. Okay, just say that for one particular subject. So what I can do is, after I've done, I can allow Wani to duplicate mine and use it for her class. So you share. Okay, so the same thing. And as you duplicate, what you can do is you can edit. You don't have to just stick to the same thing. You probably want to edit more, or you want to give more questions. One would have just prepared for 10, so I make it 15 or 20. And you open to your friends and your colleagues, all right, for them to see. So this is how it works. And then build the equation. So this is one example of how you can use them for equations like maths and statistics. This is one example that I will show you. So you want to go for one more?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so one last one. Yeah, equation? You want to try? Yes. Okay, let's go for word jumble then. Okay. This is a jumble again, huh? This is a jumble. Okay, the first one we did was a quiz, like A, B, C, D. Okay, it's connecting and you will receive your game pin. 269635. Yeah. Sorry? Cannot. You can't change the music. Unless if you mute and then you play your own music in the background. Prada. Wow. CML. Okay, 15 players already. Anyone coming in? Still? No. Okay, so let's start. So word jumble. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So warm up. All right. Reorder the letter to spell 4-letter word. Yeah. This is playing with language. It's a jumble. So once you pull them out, please press K. You shouldn't be telling the answers aloud. Arisha. Arisha, don't say the answer loud next time, right? Okay, this time I've set it 60 seconds. Okay, but then what happens is, just say 15 answers have been submitted, automatically this time will stop. So the faster you guys answer, the faster we can finish this thing. Yeah, faster. There's 3 more answers that I'm expecting. Okay, so 92% answered correctly. So the word answer is there, W-O-R-D. Okay, so who didn't get it right? I'm not so sure. So Wani. Okay. All right. Okay, next question. Now reorder the sentence to make sense. Too easy, right? Okay, 12, 14. 2 more. 2 more answers. Disconnected? Okay. Alright, so 86. This is a sentence, okay? So it makes sense now. Alright? Okay, the next one. Wani again. Wow. Alright. So who's there going to pick Wani now? Okay, fill in the missing gaps. Fill in the missing gaps. This is like the Wheel of Fortune, remember? This one. You guys get the point? Alright, you have to fill in the words those are missing in the Wheel of Fortune. It's not too difficult, Mr. Sham, trust me. Yeah. Okay. Okay, two more to submit. And then we'll be done.
Urusan di kaunter telah pun ditamatkan. Persyaratan tutup dalam masa 15 minit lagi. Terima kasih kerana menggunakan perkhidmatan kami.
Wow! Alright, 100%. Okay, next. One is there. Okay, when someone goes missing without permission, they are? Okay. Able, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so that is 80% correct. Okay. One again. Okay, make an inspirational quote. Okay, stand by. Okay, I think you know this answer, right? Okay, let's get the answers quickly. What are you gonna do? One is really fast. Okay, think outside the box. Alright, 100% score. Okay, she's just too much, alright, okay. Next, guess the word from the clue. Put up with an animal. With an animal. Guess the word from the clue. Put up with an animal. The clue is there. It's actually bear. It is bear. Put up with an animal. Okay, so another word, another meaning for bear. You bear with it. Okay? Alright. Okay. Next, so this is language. Okay, language. Alright, next. Complete the tongue twister. Okay. If you know this. Turner Piper.
Peter
Piper. Pickled. Money is done.
Peter a pack of Peter pickle peppers.
All right, thanks for the answer.
Peter Piper.
Yeah.
Pickle peppers.
Four. Another 3 more. To answer. No, you can't go back. Once answered, that's all. So alright, so now next session we will have tongue twisters. Alright, only 54 answered correctly. Okay? So this is your order. Next one. Alright. Okay, I am the highest mountain in Japan. What's my name?
Fuji.
No, oh, you got it right. Come on. Okay, 100% correct. Okay, Fuji. Wow, money! You're on fire! Okay. Alright, what is this game? Okay. Kiki! Wow, Cass and the team to the back. Okay, so 92% is kahoot. Alright, next. Okay, would you like to play more jumble games? Not for today. Okay, we're done with today. Alright, so of course you must say yes, alright, for your students as well as for yourself, definitely. Okay? You have to say yes, no choice. My KPI today is to let everyone to be registered for Kahoot, alright. Okay, so this is how, oh next, sorry. Okay, so Wani! And Mr. Macho, and then we have CML. Alright, who's CML? Oh, okay, alright. Okay. Alright, great teamwork. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so let me tell you one more thing that I did with Kahoot was, okay, there was one such class of mine, DBM, diploma students. I taught them public speaking. So public speaking, you can see the textbook is really thick, and they have to really read a lot and answer terms and terms and words that they have to remember in order to present or answer exam questions. So what I did for revision session was I gave the students the chance to create questions. They have to just take certain topics, and they created their quizzes like this. I didn't do jumble because jumble will take a little more time. So what I did was I did quiz, and then I asked them to create the quiz, and they all presented in this way. So what happens is they will be, the other friends of them, they have to revise for this topic and come for class, and then they play the game in class. It's some sort of an interactive revision. So that's what they did. And it actually worked, and we managed to finish the whole thing. And we took about 1 to 2 classes, that's all. This is just because in public speaking we have objective questions, so it helped. So if you have objective questions in your exam, so probably you can use this. They tend to remember better because they play the game and they're quick and they remember. And it's another way of remembering or memorizing. Okay, so this is another thing that I did. Okay, so anything that you want to ask me, you're most welcome to email me, or you can look into the handouts that I've given you. This is by Kahoot itself, where how to get started and all that. This is a manual that you can use them for reference. On top of that, it's actually not quite difficult. Once you have registered in, it's always easy for you to explore. So the platform is quite easy, and there's a lot of sample games that you can actually look through to get more exposure. Now, before I would end, I would like to just share or show you this video on how beneficial it is.
This is going to be a fast and furious walk through the world of Kahoot. Everything from Kahoot today,
to a peek to the future of Kahoot as well.
Never thought until today about using Kahoot as an instructional tool. Until today, I just thought of it as an assessment piece, but I see it in a whole new light.
Some of the things I learned today, like the blind Kahoot, I'm really going to take that back in my classroom and use that.
I was primarily using it for means of review, which I think is typically how many people begin using it. And then I wondered if it could be used as a teaching tool.
What if we could use it to completely introduce a topic that they've never seen before?
You can use what I coined the term blind Kahoot to completely introduce.
Can you see? Is it clear? I don't think so.
This is going to be a fast and furious walk through the world of Kahoot. Everything from Kahoot today to a peek to the future of Kahoot as well.
Never thought until today about using Kahoot
This is going to be a fast and furious walk through the world of Kahoot. Everything from Kahoot today to a peek to the future of Kahoot as well.
Never thought until today about using Kahoot as an instructional tool. Until today, I just thought of it as an assessment piece, but I see it in a whole new light.
Some of the things I learned today, like the blind Kahoot, I'm really going to take that back in my classroom and use that.
I was primarily using it for means of review, which I think is typically how many people begin using it. And then I wondered if it could be used as a teaching tool.
What if we could use it to completely introduce a topic that they've never seen before?
You can use what I coined the term blind Kahoot to completely introduce a new topic.
My favorite thing was the blind Kahoot, the process of actually taking those questions, because that's one thing that I really work with teachers is sequencing those questions and thinking about what you want to ask, when you want to ask it, you know, the purpose behind it.
What I found about Kahoot that makes it the most effective tool for learning was the philosophical foundation that I came to understand about having the question that's posed to the students on the big screen as opposed to being on their devices or their laptops.
Kahoot doesn't have questions and answers and things like that on the device because we're encouraging people to look up. We're encouraging them to discuss with each other. Loud learning is a big thing.
I think the ghost mode is a great idea. I'm just like sort of like thinking in my head like all these different ways I can start to use it.
It's a different way to learn through repetition. Great for revision, but also there's this challenge aspect as well. If you want to challenge other students to beat yours remotely, you can share the link in that way.
The one I saw that they're releasing is the team mode one, where you're able to work in teams together.
It's actually more fun to win with others. And that's something we're really focusing on.
Some kids actually get discouraged when they are not on the leaderboard, and some of them never get up there. And so when they're part of a team, then they can actually be learning together.
And we're looking at many ways how we can get the teams more integrated together and foster even more collaboration.
They like to play in teams. We figured out a way to do teams. And I just think that it makes learning fun for them. It's different.
Thank you.
Alright, so let's conclude. So the one that we did earlier was one-to-one, alright? So there's also a team mode where you can encourage students to work in team. Now, on top of that, like what he said earlier, the disadvantage is one thing is it may discourage students. So what you can do is if you don't want to discourage students, just don't have the scoreboard. Don't put in marks or scores for each question. So you just let it be answered as they want, and there's nothing to affect them in any way. All right. Okay. So with that, thank you so much for your participation, and I hope you can practice or use Kahoot in your classrooms for very productive or interactive teaching and learning. Thank you.